Welcome to the Pathfinder Legacy Podcast, where we help farmers, ranchers, and business owners create a seamless tradition plan for the future. From retirement to ownership transfer, we protect what you've built and guide you every step of the way.
Welcome back to the Pathfinder Legacy Podcast, where we talk about building wealth for the next generation through planning, purpose, and preserving what matters most. This is part 3, the final part of my family legacy conversation with Lance Ladner, Patty Odom, and Blythe Odom. In parts 1 and 2, we heard about family roots, growing up on the land, sheep, cattle, horses, syrup making, river memories, old seed corn, family traditions, and the kind of neighborhoods where everybody knew everybody. In this final part, we move into the heart of what legacy really means, the lessons learned, the work ethic passed down, the faith and Sunday traditions, the importance of reading and learning, the value of being self-sufficient, and the pride that comes from keeping the family land in the family. We also hear some funny stories, a few close calls, and some very clear advice for the next generation. Don't sell the land. Because when we talk about legacy planning, we are not just talking about documents, dollars, or property lines. We are talking about the people who came before us, the sacrifices they made, the values they lived by, and the responsibility we have to carry those things forward. So as you listen to this final part, think about your own family. What wisdom needs to be preserved? What stories need to be recorded? What land, traditions, or values need a plan behind them? This is growing legacy, not just assets.
But that was bad sometimes, though, when everybody used you like that.
If you were in a bind, yeah. Or if you were in one of them dumb binds, you didn't want anybody to see.
It could work against you, and your parents could find out before you even got home. Does that happen?
No.
Lance, you're kind of smiling now.
I know what you're thinking when y'all threw them rocks on your mama's windshield. That's what you're thinking.
It wasn't rocks or sand.
Oh, whatever y'all had.
We never got caught over that.
They somehow beat her back to the house. I've never quite understood how they managed to do that.
Did you break her window?
No, we didn't. We was doing things we didn't have the business
the road had a vine and all grew up.
They just thought it was fun.
He shows you got some little sandwich bags, and put some sand down when cars had come by. We was up in them trees and vines. We just throw them bags and let them hit up on top of the car, just to
just pass that time,
But it just so happened we didn't realize
it was his mama
car, and it happened to be his mama.
Whoops. Did she find out?
No.
Nope.
Still don't know.
Still don't know.
I bet she was madder than it probably scared her.
I don't know. That probably made her mad. Well, to be honest with you, it ended up being she thought something flew up off the road and hit the bottom of the car or something. I don't think she never knew we did. Me and Patty probably wouldn't be here if she knew that.
You wouldn't be sitting for a while anyway.
And then y'all bogged old Chester down. Did you ever tell your daddy about that?
Yeah, Daddy. After a while, I did finally tell him that. I thought that was going to be a bad deal, but first horse I ever rode off in the wrong place and bogged him down where he couldn't get up. Scared me to death. I thought, we was kids.
Yeah, I
thought sure my horse was dead. But after I did tell my daddy that, after, I don't know, years later, he told me that 9 times out of 10, a strong horse will get out of anything like that if you let him rest a minute. And I stayed on him until he quit moving, and I didn't have to step off of him. I just stood up and walked off. He was bogged down that bad.
Oh.
And after a few minutes of standing there, he got to wallering and fighting, and he got out.
Without you on.
Without me on him, I had a hold to the reins so he wouldn't run off and leave me.
Yeah.
But, that was the first one I ever bogged.
That scared me. So the first one I ever saw bogged.
Were you there with Lance?
Yeah, we was all just out riding.
Were you like in elementary school or how old were you?
I don't even know if it was in school. Yeah.
Surely we was in school, but it would have been summer. I don't figure we was over 10, 11, 12 years old.
Gosh.
I mean, we was kids.
Yeah, that would have scared bejesus out of you seeing that, thinking that you're.
I never saw a horseback.
So you learned where not to ride.
Well, we kind of knew where not to ride already. We just done it anyway. You never
next time.
You never ride. You never rode, and we knew this. You never ride in them old wet places where there was buttercups growing. A buttercup's a picture plant, and there's normally not a bottom there.
Okay,
and there's not.
So you think about all these things that you guys know that maybe your kids don't know. I mean, or nieces and nephews or what have you. I mean, all these things that would they know to watch out for this?
No, because they don't have the same opportunity that we had. There's nowhere to go and ride anymore and do things like that. I mean, those were just, that was in the paper company land where we was riding. Nobody cared. We was just riding through it. But no, nobody wouldn't know that anymore.
Right.
Bobby Green up here, a few years ago, he called me to come pull his tractor out. It was a small tractor, and I had a 100-horse John Deere. He'd bogged down on some lease land they had.
Okay.
And when I pulled up on my tractor and seen where his was, I knew I wouldn't have never drove it out there because it was a low spot full of them old buttercups. And he just drove it out in there and didn't know. Mm-hmm. He does now. He sunk his little old tractor in it.
Yeah. How long did it take you to get that tractor?
It didn't take long. I was up on the hill, and I had 100. I pulled him right out.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't hard to get out, but luckily it was a small tractor.
Right. Right.
But yeah, things like that you learn, and I guess that goes with the area you live in too. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the things that what you can and can't do or shouldn't do, and keep yourself safe, or you make memories anyways doing it.
You learn a lot of things.
You just learn a lot of stuff by doing it. You know, what Uncle Lester always say? Probably shouldn't have done that.
No, he'd say, don't do that again.
Yeah, that's what he'd say. Don't do that again.
And he'd talk and he'd say, don't do that again.
Yeah.
I still
famous last words.
Yeah.
You know, not to do, what not to do.
Yep.
You know, I've noticed just in driving around the area, there are a lot of churches.
Yeah.
A lot of churches. And I see a lot of different types of churches. Were your families religious in that sense? That they have certain practices that they did or not work on Sunday or...
Yeah, we didn't work on the Sabbath most of the time. That was kind of one of my mama's.
You took care of the animals.
Yeah, you know, only if the ox is in the ditch, you get everything else done before.
Yep. And then you're in church. Was your family the same way, Les?
Yeah, they were. Well, my mama was, and we were. When I was a kid, we were made to go to church. I had other things I'd rather do. We were made.
We were too.
Yeah.
And my daddy worked all the time, but he would slow down on Sunday.
Okay.
But we attended church regularly.
Yeah. And have you carried on some of those same things with your family and your children? Does Sundays kind of having a slow day?
Slower, but I guess I follow my daddy. No, we don't quit on Sunday.
Yeah,
we do things. I mean, you know,
we've kind of fell away from that too. Yeah, I mean, we don't do it. We don't do it like we were made to do it as kids. That's what I would say.
Because when the weather's good and when you can get things done, you've got time. Because life is a lot faster now, I would say, than it was. You know, during that time.
I mean, it kind of really changed for me. I guess I'm a veterinarian. I went to vet school, and you don't get to stop.
Right.
Yep. It's you know, there's always somebody that's got an ox in the ditch.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of becomes the norm.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't have one, somebody else has one.
That's right.
And so that really kind of, I guess, changed that for me. I guess I could get back to it now.
Right.
But, you know, after 22 years, I guess it just kind of, you just keep rolling.
Right. You just go with what needs to get done and get it done. No matter the day. Any other food traditions or sayings? I mean, you said a couple of quotes.
My mama always said, my grandpa Lawrence always said, he'd rather feed a hungry man than a hunger coming on or something like that. I don't remember something like that. It was always really funny when she would say it. But she said, my daddy always said that.
Lance, anything that
Well, I mean, my childhood deal, my daddy was always a worker and always a hustler. He worked all the time. And the thing that I have heard 10 million times when I was growing up is to go open that gate and don't let no grass grow under your feet while you doing it. Meaning to run.
right?
And I was told a million times that if I didn't get out of the bed, the sun was going to warp my teeth. Yes. I probably got very warped teeth.
That was another thing. None of them slept past daylight.
None of them, but they'd be in bed by now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They operated by the sun.
They did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they were raised that way. I
But
mean,
my daddy, me and him were the night, and my oldest sister, we were the night owls. We'd stay up. Daddy always got up early, but he wasn't like Mama. Mama would be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, wide open.
but I mean, the thing is,
going in the kitchen.
they grew up without electricity for a while. So, yeah, at dark,
There
they
wasn't
went to
nothing to
bed.
do.
So they was up ready to work.
The only thing I ever heard Daddy say they're
Yeah.
doing after dark or they done after the chickens went to roost is feed the horses. So the chickens wouldn't get in the
Getting the
feed.
horse feed.
After that, it was done.
Yeah. My mom always
Bed.
talked about sitting around and reading by the lamplight or the firelight.
Yeah.
They would sit by the fire and read. Your daddy and my mama both loved to read.
Yep.
Like they really did. They loved to read till their eyes got so bad they couldn't.
Yep. They were always learning.
Yeah.
Life learners.
My daddy loved to read Western novels. He had the whole collection of Lewis Lamar, and he's got a whole collection of Zane Grey.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read every one of those
I
Zane
have.
Greys.
I don't like the Zane Grey.
I like them
read
better.
the Lewis Lamar.
Yeah. Something to cherish.
I love
Those
that
leather
set. I
bound
love
books.
that bound set of Zane Greys he had. I'd go up there once a week and get a book, take him his other one back, get a book.
No, I mean, that lifelong learning never stops. I mean, once it's kind of built in us when we're growing up and farmers or ranchers, I mean, you always have to keep evolving and keep working and so forth.
The reading thing too, I think that's just so lost on the kids nowadays too, because then, I mean, you like to read. I mean, I feel like that was and I mean, all of us do. It was instilled by our parents. I mean, they read like crazy and they read to us as kids. I mean, I can remember, some of my earliest memories are Mama reading books to me. It's kind of one of those things that's gotten lost with the social media and the video games and all that.
Right. And computers. But yeah, I mean, I could get a good book right now and that's why I could, but that's the problem. I don't want to put it down once I start, you know.
Yep.
What are you most proud of with your family, work, or life?
My family. I have, I said my wife is from Florida. We are happily married, and I have a girl that's 23 years old, and my son's 19, and I couldn't be more proud of it. I don't know that my son will carry on too much of the farming tradition and that sort of thing. He likes the little bit faster life, but my daughter, if she would have been born 200 years ago, she would be really happy.
She has her own milk cow. She's got 100 chickens up there. And now she's working on the goat milk, right? I saw she was shopping for another nanny.
She has extra milk.
There you go.
She hand milks every day, twice a day, a lot of days, and she milks a goat every day.
Okay.
Got
Wow.
a dozen, 3 or 4 or 5 different flocks of chickens.
She's always just loved the animals.
I will say, I have told several people that Lance's kids is more like we grew up and that they know how to work and they know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
For most of them, their age,
they don't
have a clue.
No, they don't understand what it means, the meaning of it, and the pride and the work ethic that you get.
Well, I also wanted my kids to be able to take care of themselves if something ever happened and they had to provide food for themselves, or Walmart was gone and wasn't here anymore. I wanted them to be able to grow enough to eat or to know how to milk a cow by themselves. I mean, I don't think there's many people in this world that would know how to hand milk a cow.
Probably not. No. Does she sing to her cow when when she milks her?
No, she.
Not that we know of, anyway.
She'll talk to her a lot of times. Talk to the goat. She's got a goat that's the first time kid she's had, and she don't like the milking process too
Did
much.
she have the kid?
Yeah.
She didn't last time I was up
that's
there.
his name.
Oh, he's Dave.
Dave,
Okay.
yeah.
Guess it was
And,
a boy.
She has to. I built her a milk stand for the goat
Okay.
with sanction and all on it, and she has to hem the goat. I mean, she got to get her in the leg lock, and she says the milker. She kicks and throws the
Otherwise
head
she's
up
going to
there.
kick it off.
Eventually, she'll get better, but for right now, it's a pretty good fight.
It's pretty good watching. Huh?
Pretty good watching.
I might have to come watch that one day. I don't know. It's always iffy if you want to go watch Brooks with any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've done a great job, and they know what the value of hard work is and learning how to take care of themselves. And
I hope so. Like I say, we all grew up that way. We were taught to work, and we didn't have no choice. We had to help. I mean, from the garden to cutting firewood to feeding the cows and feeding the sheep. We had stuff that had to be done. If we wanted to go do something on our own, that had to be done before we could go. Yeah.
Yeah, we was taught you took care of your animals before you took care of yourself. I mean,
And just because it's raining and cold or hot, it don't matter. They still had to go do it.
I know another thing Mama said Grandpa used to say was, you skin and grow back, but don't tear them clothes.
or you better be changing and putting work clothes on.
Well, just any clothes. Like that's times, they just couldn't buy clothes. So he's like, yeah, you
oh yeah,
rip your skin, but don't rip them clothes.
What are you the most proud of, Patty?
Just that my mom and daddy taught us, like he said, how to work and to be proud and self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And they kept us busy enough that we didn't have time to get in a lot of trouble, And of course, she was brought up the same way. It's a wonder she made it. I probably nearly got her killed.
There's been a time or two it was sketchy.
You didn't rope and drag her at all, or
No, she didn't do that one, but
I will.
She has got me on some horses that I'm not sure why I was on.
Yeah.
Blythe, what are you the most? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, one time Mama had some clotheslines out.
Oh, yeah.
Still there.
This is the first
And
one.
I had been practicing my goat tying, and my horse was a little hot. I set her up on him.
Did it all the time.
Cool. I mean, yeah, I done it all the time. Let her walk him around, fill him out. She started straight.
I was too. I just want to preface this.
She started straight for them clothesline. I started, duck, and I meant duck down. Nah, she's looking up in the sky for a duck. That clothesline catches her right off.
Oh no!
First crash.
Yeah,
for the crash dummy.
Knock the wind out of you.
That was old Star. I had her on.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But yeah, I mean, Mom and Daddy, they struggled and they provided for us really well. That for the income that we had, I mean, they made sure all of us girls got to do what we wanted to do.
Very fortunate to have that.
I'm sure they done without a lot of things they would have liked to.
You just didn't know about it.
No,
you never heard about
didn't know
the
about
sacrifices that they made.
All right, well, I ain't heard it.
Oh, I just think, you just got to be proud to still have the same land that's been in the family. And I mean, I include them in the family. I know I own that little tract, but it's still family land. And I think you just got to be proud that you still have that place in the family. And, we've been able to keep it up and keep it going. And, just like they were saying, I mean, just the fact that we were lucky enough to be born, and I probably came real close to missing it, but being in a time where we were still able to be taught how to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's kind of it's getting more and more rare, I feel like, that people can just make do with what they have. And I mean, I feel like we could We could make it.
We could make
we may not like how we could make it,
Right.
but I think we
Well,
could make
but you
it.
could
You
make
know, it
What-
wouldn't be the comfort that we're used to.
Mhm.
But
And we were
we
taught
could.
to help other people too. I mean, just like say things did get bad. If Lance and them had something that we didn't have and had extra of it, they would share it with us, and the same with us. If we grew something in a garden and knew that they were, we were taught.
And I mean, that's the way we always operated.
right. That's what I'm saying. Hey,
The neighbors
Share.
around,
Yep,
if they had
exactly.
a mess of greens, they'd tell you, come get you a mess of greens. Or if we had overload of blueberries, come get you
Right,
some blueberries.
It was there to
Yeah.
share with
Mhm.
family and
Yeah.
neighbors.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. It didn't
Just
have to be
always.
family.
Yeah.
Or I would hope Lance would, help.
Can't never tell about them, you know.
He might ride by you and push you off.
He might.
He done that one time. So just run by and say, "Well, I reckon you get out there for
Poor dark. He'd come back.
All right. Well, we're getting ready to wrap up here, and you guys have shared a lot of family stories and history and so forth. Is there any stone left unturned? Anything that you can think of from grandparents, great grandparents, that each generation?
Oh, I mean, if we kept going, we could probably keep talking about, what the old people used to tell us and all. But I mean, I don't know. Can you think of anything
No, I
else?
can't. I mean, like I said, we could go on and on, I guess. But
I mean,
I think the basics has been.
The neighbor up the road, Hollis, that we've mentioned a time or two. I mean, I can't tell you how many hours I sat, and we all did, on his front porch and listened to him tell stuff from way back. He could remember a lot of when the original timber was logged out. He remembers when none of these bridges were across this little creek that we almost had to ford the other night. And, I mean, he could just tell you stuff on and on and on about, way before even our parents were here. And it was just always so entertaining to listen to him talk about the way they grew up. And it was literally walking and everything. And he used to talk about Tom Harrell. He delivered the mail, I guess, on a horse.
Tom did. I don't.
Is that
know.
right?
I don't remember that. Talking about that now. That was something new. I mean,
Yeah. I think that was his name. And he talked about him riding the wire road and delivering mail and all.
I don't remember Hollis ever talking about that, but that don't mean nothing.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I sat there a lot, so I like the cookies and milk Ellie always has.
Yeah, well, we did too. We snuck through there and had our share of them.
Yeah, I was telling her that was my first, sometimes the first and the last stop when you saddled the horse.
So you could make sure that you got those treats.
Yeah.
Any stone left unturned for you, Lance?
Not that I know of. I mean, as she said, you could go on and on, but we had a wonderful childhood growing up, and just no pressure and none of the dangers that you see now or that you worry about as far as drugs and crazy people, and everybody knew what a woman was, and my God, I didn't grow up with any of that. My kids is at the face at all, so I don't know where it's headed from here, but it needs to reverse. So that's my big.
Yeah,
we need
we need. I said we need what was what.
Get back to the simpler times. It's fine to have technology and that pace, but we still need to have the solid foundation to ground everybody. And that's something that legacy that you guys are passing on to, your children, nieces and nephews, and making sure that things stay going in the family and keeping those traditions going and that legacy.
But there's just so many kids nowadays. I mean, even if their parents wanted to or knew, they don't have the opportunity to even do it. We're just so blessed that we've all, like she said, held on to the land that our parents has had and generations. Because if our parents had ended up living somewhere else, I mean, you wouldn't have had the opportunities that we had. Is what, I mean, I feel that way, that there's a lot of kids, like his kids' age and all that would probably have loved to be able to do and learn, but parents has had to, move to the big cities to work and stuff, and they just ain't had the opportunities.
Well, and I think you're kind of starting to see a lot of those kids, I don't know, kind of drift back in different ways, because they do want, there's young people out there that want to know what we've been lucky enough to know.
Right.
I'm not saying they're by the droves, but they're out there.
Right.
They're out there.
Yeah, those things those memories we have with our grandparents and sitting around, whether it's playing cards or family meals or something, they don't have all that, or the extended family like we.
The card games could get a little long around here sometimes.
But at least we was
2 or 3 in the morning sometimes.
And not running the street somewhere.
No. It was just great fun. Oh, my neighbor right up here, I used to go when I was in high school. She was always quilting. They quilted all the time. Wouldn't think I'd know how to quilt.
Yeah.
I can sew a little quilting.
There you go.
They'd always have those quilts in the living room on the loom. I'd just join right in. I'd be like, y'all throw me a thimble. It was always fun. You just go in, whatever they were doing.
Listen to their stories.
Yeah. Everybody just had a big time.
Yeah.
Now everybody laughs because I told you I call the neighbors on the hill are my Colorado neighbors because they just moved back from Colorado. But all these years I tell them, well, my Colorado neighbors are in town. And they're like, what? Like, well, yeah, they grew up right up there. They're still my neighbors.
Now they're here.
They're back now.
All right. Any last bit of advice that you'd have for that generation, the future generation?
Don't sell the land. It's what I keep hammering into my niece and nephew. Don't sell the land.
They ain't making any more.
You got the land, you can survive.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And it's got to the point y'all talking about more and more people want to live this way. And that is very, very true. I think there's a lot of them now, but it is just astronomical what an acre of land costs now in this area. That little old spot across from me up there that they want to sell, there's 10 acres there. No, there's 14 acres there.
Right there in the flat, or where it drops off.
Right in the triangle.
Right. Yeah, that's what
they want $10,000 an acre for that. And it ain't nothing.
It's a drop off.
Yeah.
Into a buttercup flat.
It is hard. It's hard for people to.
For a young person to want to start out, it's just nearly impossible unless they've got a big inheritance to go buy 100 acres of land.
Or they have someone there to mentor them. Mm-hmm. Because how do you know if you're buying something that is just buttercups and you know that, well, you're not really going to be able to produce much off of that.
That's right.
Yeah. They stuck down there and you'll have to go drag them out
too.
Right. That's right. They get bogged down. All right. Well, I think this pretty much sums up what we had for today. Thank you for joining me for part 3 of this family legacy conversation on the Pathfinder Legacy Podcast. Today, we heard about work ethic, faith, family pride, self-sufficiency, old sayings, lessons learned the hard way, and the deep importance of holding on to family land. We heard what it means to grow up with responsibility, to know how to work, sharing with neighbors, and to pass down more than just possessions. One of the strongest messages from this conversation was simple but powerful. Don't sell the land. For so many families, land is not just dirt, timber, pasture, or acreage. It is history. It is the sacrifices made. It is opportunities. It is where stories were made, where values were formed, and where future generations may still find their footing. At the end of the day, a true legacy is not just what you leave to the next generation. It is what you prepare them to understand, protect, and carry forward. That is why these conversations matter and need to happen. Legacy planning is not just only about dividing assets. It is about helping families communicate, prepare, and make decisions before the hard moments arrive. It is about making sure the next generation knows the story behind what they are inheriting. Thanks for joining me today on the Pathfinder Legacy Podcast. If this episode made you think about your own farm's future, your family's land, or the legacy you want to leave behind, consider sharing it with a family member or a friend who could use the help. Sometimes the hardest conversations are the ones that matter the most. And if you are ready to start your own legacy planning conversation, you can book a 30-minute discovery call with me at pathfinderlegacy.com. Until next time, I'll see you between the ditches.
Thanks for listening to the Pathfinder Legacy Podcast, where your future is our focus. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on social media, and visit us at pathfinderlegacy.com to start building your transition plan today.